Sir, what exactly the differences is all about? So you will have to read the comparison between C with Java, C++ with Java. Constructor will automatically initialize the value whenever the object is created. The most important question that you can expect, and it is a paper setter's favorite, thread life cycle. So I recommend all of you to please read properly in a calm mind. So how Java is different from C? Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the very important session on Java. My dear students, those who are in the third semester B.C.A, you will be writing the Java in this week, right? So guys, here is my wishes to all of you. So I wish all of you to score out in this subject. So guys, how am I trying to help you in this session? So guys, quickly, I will be giving you the concept mapping of the entire Java so that it will help you to brush up or to recollect all the concepts, so what you have in the Java. Along with that, you will also get to know what are the important topic that you should not skip whenever you're reading in each unit. I will be discussing that unit-wise. Along with that, I will also discuss the model paper, how exactly that you are going to get the question paper. So what is the pattern of the paper and how exactly the most likely asked question is what I will be discussing in this session. Along with that, so I have attached some of the important questions in the description. Don't forget to download that so you can refer that for your examination. So guys, by saying this, let me welcome to the session. It's going to be very important with respect to your examination. So guys, what is the first thing that I have? The concept mapping of Unit A. When it comes to the Unit A, what is that I should not skip with respect to the Part B questions? So Part B questions, usually you will be getting it for 7 marks and 8 marks. Each question will be for 7 or 8. So that is what you need to keep it in your mind. Whenever you're reading for that, so what are the important topics that I should not skip in Java, especially in Unit A? So that is what I'm trying to brief you quickly. So guys, the first topic that you should never forget is all about the features of Java. Sir, all of you will be knowing the features of Java because the first topic in the Java that you will study is all about the features of Java. So for example, you would have studied object-oriented programming, so robust, secure. All of you would have heard about these points, right? So that is what I will call it as the features of Java. Whenever I get this question, how do I answer this, sir? You have to mention all the features. Minimum, you have to mention 8 features. So after mentioning 8 features, you have to explain. For example, I have mentioned it as robust. You have to explain what is robust. So that is what you need to remember. So guys, the first thing that you should not skip is features. That's going to be a very important topic in the first unit for a Part B question. So fine, moving forward to the next one, differences. Sir, what exactly the differences is all about? So you will have to read the comparison between C with Java, C++ with Java. That's going to be one of the, again, important question. So in the first unit. So how do I write the CHA? So preferably, so you have to use the tabular column, make 2 tables. Okay. So you can use, okay, C and Java. So compare each and every points. So how many points I should write, sir, preferably? So preferably 8 points is what I suggest all of you. So go through with all the points, and it is very important topic is what I would like to suggest all of you. So that is going to be one of the important thing that you should never skip. The second one. Okay. The next one that I have is the third one, a simple Java program. This will not be a difficult thing for all of you. So since you have studied that in the lab programs, so I recommend all of you to just write and demonstrate the different parts of the Java program. That's going to be the simple Java program. Then after that, you will have Java statements. It is very important that you need to write the hierarchical structure of Java statements. So you will have to explain, so what exactly the different types of Java statements that you have. So in the pictorial representation, especially it will be in the form of tree structure. So that is very important. Don't skip writing the diagram. So that is very important. After writing the diagram, you have to explain each and every statement that you have. Again, it's going to be a very important question, in fact. All right, moving forward, so you will have to explain what exactly command line arguments, so how exactly the parameter is sent to the program directly during the execution of the time is what we call it as a command line argument. So I recommend all of you to please have a look at this also. The next important question that you should never forget, that's going to be the data types in Java. So guys, all of you are very familiar about the data types in Java. So again, here also I recommend all of you to first write the structure. So pictorial representation, that's very, very important, especially in the hierarchical fashion. So first you write the Java data type. Then after that, so different categories of Java data type and explain one by one. That's very, very important. That's going to be the one of the important question again. So in the unit 1. The next very, very important question again. So operators. So you have different types of operators. So guys, for example, you have assignment operator, relational operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, conditional operator. So like this, you have different types of operators in Java. Then how do I answer this question, sir? You have to mention the different types of operators. Then after that, you have to explain each operator with an example. That is very, very important. If you are able to write more than 7 different operators with an example, that's more than sufficient for this operators. So next thing that I have is if statement. When it comes to the if statement, so we have 4 different types of if statement. Along with that, you will have to read the switch case as well, switch case and conditional statements. So I have tried to include everything in this. Okay, so it is recommended to learn the syntax of all the different types of if statements. Along with that, flowchart is very, very important. If you're reading this if statement, it's mandatory that you have to know the flowchart for the different if statements along with the switch case statements is what I recommend to all of you. The last topic that you should never forget in the first unit is all about the loops. So guys, especially when it comes to the loops, please go through the difference between the while loop and the do while. Along with that, the syntax of all the different loops, what you have, for loop, while loop and do while is what I recommend to all of you. So hopefully you will be going through with all the syntax of loops, and also difference between the while loop and do while is most expected and important question at this point of time in this topic is what I recommend to all of you. So this is the complete, a quick recap of Unit A. So guys, this is the important topics which you should not forget to read. Alright, so moving forward to the Unit B. Sir, in the Unit B, what are the things that I should never skip? So guys, let me just give you the quick revision of Unit B. When it comes to the Unit B, the first topic, it opens up with the concept of class. So what is that I should know about the class? First of all, you should know what is class. So what is the syntax to write a class? So what I will have inside the class, I will have the data member and the member function. So how do I declare and define the data member and member function? So that is what I should know in the class. And also, how do I create the object? How do I call the function? The basic functionalities of class is what you should remember. So make sure that in one single program, you should be able to recollect all the functionalities of class. So fine. After that, so we have the concept of constructors. So what exactly the constructor is all about? I'm lazy. I forget many number of times. So for that reason, I am giving the authority to the compiler to initialize the value in the program, right? So guys, I remember this example, which I was explaining in one of my previous session. Guys, I have declared a variable, but I forgot to initialize the value to that variable. So for that reason, I'm employing the concept called constructors. What is the job of constructor? Constructor will automatically initialize the value whenever the object is created. So that is what you should know with respect to the constructor. And when it comes to the constructor, you should also know the different types of constructor. So when it comes to that, so my dear students, so you should remember constructor overloading. So guys, along with the constructor overloading, types of constructor is very, very important. When it comes to the constructor, so you should remember constructor overloading. So this is the one of the important point. So constructor overloading, and also you should remember the types of constructors. So guys, types of constructor in the sense default constructor, parameterized constructor, and also copy constructor. This is the three different types of constructors we have. Along with that, you should also please check what exactly constructor overloading. For these two topics, a program is recommended. So please try to learn a simple program to explain these two topics is what I recommend. After that, O versus O. What is the meaning of O versus O, sir? That is an important topic that you should never skip. What is the difference between overloading and overriding? So that is very, very important topic which you should never forget in the second unit. That's going to be the unit 2 or unit B. All right. So that's one of the important topic that you should remember. Sir, what is this final? Again, you have final is one of the important keyword that you should remember because you can get this question. So what is final variable? What is final method? And what is finalized class? So guys, this is going to be again one of the important and hot topic in the unit B. So guys, you should know what exactly that in three things. What is, if I use the final keyword for the class, what will happen? If I use a final keyword for a variable, what will happen? If I use a final keyword for a method, what will happen? So, and also you should know the syntax of that for three things. That's most important that you should never skip. That's again a very important question in the unit B. Moving forward, I have arrays. When it comes to the arrays, you should know how do I declare and initialize the array and what are the different types of arrays. That's the most important thing that you should know. So with a simple example or with a simple program, so try to learn this concept is what I recommend to all of you. Moving forward, I have vectors. Vectors is almost similar to the arrays, but instead of storing the data items as a values, I will be storing my data items in the form of objects. So that is most important with respect to the vectors. And I recommend all of you to just go through a simple concept of vectors with a simple program. So that is more sufficient if you just go through with the vectors. The last concept that I have is interfaces. Again, it's going to be one of the important topic and also it's a chapter that you have. So you should be able to write one single program where you'll be explaining all the concepts of interface. What is interface? You should know that. So there is no implementation in the interface. That is the first thing that you should keep it in your mind. So how do I have the interface in my program and how do I implement that? So that is the concept that is most important. One simple program with respect to the interface is more important and efficient for all of you to answer the question which you are going to get in the topic of interface. This is what I recommend to all of you. Along with that, so guys, it's very, very important that you need to remember about the inheritance also here. So don't skip the inheritance. So what is single inheritance? What is the syntax to use the inheritance is what I recommend to all of you. So please go through that also. That's very important, which I've not mentioned it here. So moving forward to the next unit that I have. Unit C, let me explain this to you quickly. So guys, you should know first of all what is package. The definition of package is very, very important. I'm just gathering all the related classes, what I will call it as a package. So you should know the definition along with that. So guys, creating a package. How do I create a package? A simple program to create the package is what I recommend all of you. So please go through that. That is very, very important with respect to the package. When it comes to the thread, so you should know what is thread. And the most important question that you can expect, and it is a paper setter's favorite, thread life cycle. So guys, this is very, very important that you should never skip. So what are the different states that we have in the threads life cycle? That's very important. You should write and explain each and every thread. And it's very important you should explain this thread life cycle with the neat diagram. Diagram is very, very important. So first you need to write the diagram and then you need to explain the different states of thread is what I recommend in this topic. The next important thing. So guys, you have to explain what is try and what is catch with a simple program. So along with that, it is mandatory that all of you should never skip this, the different types of exceptions that you have. So that's a most important question. So when it comes to the concept of exceptions, please don't forget to skip. Is it? You should never skip this topic. So this is very important topic is what I recommend to all of you. So just go through. So for example, array out of 1. So what exactly it is doing? So guys, like this, you have a different number of exceptions that you have. You should know why are we using this. All right, that's very important that you need to remember. So moving forward to the last unit that I have. So guys, in the last unit, the first important thing that you need to understand is what exactly applet is all about. The definition of applet is very important. So after that, so you should be able to understand, or you should be able to write the difference between applet with an application. That's a very important question here, which you should not miss. So guys, that is most important. I have explained this in detail in my video. Please go back. All these topics are there in my video. Please go back to my videos and check. So guys, that's a very important thing. Even in the applet also, you should never skip this topic, the life cycle of applets. Even in the life cycle of applets, you have to write the diagram and then you should explain the different states of applet with the snippet. So guys, with the snippet in the sense what? So what is the method that you are using in that applet state is very important. You should never forget to write that also. So that is most important that you need to keep in your mind when it comes to the graphics method. So guys, so you need to understand, so what are the different methods that we have? So what is canvas and how exactly we are able to draw? So in the Java with the help of predefined methods. So that is most important, and list out the different methods that you have. And a simple program to draw something, okay, like for example, to draw some image, or to draw some ellipse, to draw some rectangle. So a simple program by using the graphical methods is very important that all of you should go through. And the next one that I have when it comes to the last chapter, it's very important that you need to remember how to handle the files. When you are handling the files, it's most important that you should also know stream classes. When it comes to the stream classes, you should also know what is byte stream class and also what is character stream class, and what are the methods that we use in these two. All right, that is most important that you should never forget. So along with that, you should also know some of the basic operations with respect to the files. So if you know all these things, I think the paper will be very easy for all of you. So guys, by discussing all these things, so I'm just giving you a quick recap of Java. So guys, let me show you how exactly the paper pattern will be there. So guys, first of all, before I go to the paper pattern, so please understand very important thing. If the storing is proper, then the recollecting the information from your mind is very easy for all of you. So I recommend all of you to please read properly in a calm mind. It's very important that you need to utilize your time, okay, before you go for the examination. And my dear students, I repeat this, practice makes a man perfect is what everybody believe in. But I believe perfect practice makes a man perfect. So guys, have a keyword for each and everything. So make sure that you revise n number of time. Have a clarity in all the topics, whatever you are reading. So that's more important is what I suggest all of you. Let me get into the pattern very quickly. So guys, you will have two parts in your paper. Yes, we all know that, sir. The first part, that is what I will call it as a part A. When it comes to the part A, you need to understand. So you will have 12 questions in the question paper. The question number runs from 1 to 12. So that is what you need to understand here. Yes. So in the 12 question, I just have to attend only 10. So that is the option 2 questions or optional questions is what I suggest here. But those who are aspiring for out of out, I recommend all of you to attend all the questions. And time management is very important. So guys, let me explain how you should attend 2 marks question in the next slide. But before that, so we also have part B. When it comes to the part B, so guys, remember, I just have to attend 4 questions. Each question carries 15 marks. So I will be discussing about these 2 sections, these 2 parts in detail. So with the sample questions. Yes. Are you all ready for that? Yes. Whatever the question which I'm going to discuss here, it's quite important and it has appeared in the previous year papers. All right. So that's what I would like to tell you. Now, all these topics, whatever you are able to see here. So guys, all these topics I have discussed in detail, and also I've given the answers for this in my notes. I recommend all of you to please go back to my notes and go back to my videos and check. But in this questions, I will be discussing, okay? I will not discuss what is that you have to write, but more importantly, I will discuss how you should write, because I have already given in the notes what is that you have to write, but it is very important that you should know how do I write. So that's most important that I need to address. So guys, let's check. This, as I told you in the part A, you will have 12 questions. Out of 12 questions, you just have to attend 10. But those who are aspiring for out of 4, I recommend all of you to attend all the 12 questions is what you need to remember. So fine. Sir, when it comes to the 2 marks, how do I write? So what is the methodology that I have to follow to answer this question? Especially in a programming papers, when a question is asked for 2 marks, it's very important that you need to at least have 4 points, 4 valid points, and avoid writing the content in the paragraph and make the straight bulletin points. So you should address the point directly. So that is most important. Don't hit the bush around, like, don't simply mess up your statements. Have a clarity before you start writing and or break down the concept into 4 different points and write that 4 different points. So that is most important. Suppose if the question is demanding an example, it's very, very important that you have to write the example. Whenever you are writing the example, so guys, at least 2 points you have to write and 1 example. That's most important that you need to answer the 2 marks question. Say for example, I have the first question. What is the first question that I have? What is bytecode? So you should be able to write the definition of bytecodes and also advantages of bytecodes, and also you can also write the disadvantages of bytecode, where exactly you are using. So all these statements, first you need to plan. What is that I'm going to write and how do I answer that particular question is what you need to plan first, and then you have to write point wise. That is the most important thing that you need to remember. So fine. The next one that I have, let me just give you one more example with respect to the question number 2. So guys, write any 2 derived data types in Java. So here they are specifying, particularly you just have to write only 2. Only you have to explain only 2 derived data types. That's the most important thing that you need to understand. Sir, here should I write 4 points? It's not required. They are asking directly only 2. So here you don't have to waste more time for writing 4 different data types or 4 different points with respect to this. So straight to the point. So you just have to explain, or you just have to write any 2. So guys, derived data type. If you just mention that, that's more than enough. So your 2 marks is in your pocket. So this is how you need to understand how exactly they are framing the question. So that's important is what I would like to say to all of you. So like this, you have got the question. So observe here carefully. So guys, the first 3 questions are coming from the unit A. So that's a first thing that you need to understand here. So in this model, what I'm trying to explain. After that, so guys, observe here, I have the next 4 questions is from the unit B. And then after that, please observe these 2 questions are from the unit C. A, B, C, and you have D. So you should not get confused. So you would have studied unit by unit. So guys, so in this first unit, so what exactly that I have studied? So what is that I have to read? So you need to plan properly and you need to recollect the answer, whatever you have studied. So don't get into the confusion state is what I would like to tell you at this point of time. So hope all the concepts, whatever I have discussed in the blueprint, the same concepts is what I have given already. So let me not bore you by explaining again and again and again. So I have discussed all these things, one by one in the blueprint is what I would like to repeat. So now let me get into the very important part of the session. So guys, how exactly I will be having a very important section or very important part of the paper. Guys, most of the guys are mainly dependent on the part B. So those who want to just pass, so guys, listen to me carefully. When it comes to the part B, so you will have to attend 4 questions. How many questions? 4 questions. You will have 13, 14, 15 and 16. So you will have 4 questions. Now you need to understand each question so has got 4 different sub questions. How exactly? So observe here A1, A2, B1 and B2. You just have to attend any one, either A or B. So that's your option that you have for each and every question. So guys, so this is one question, you have to treat it like that. So for each and every question, you have the option. So again, you have the sub question here. So each question carry, observe here, the first question carry 8 marks and the second question carry 7 marks. So that's how the question weightage is getting splitted. So in the 15 marks, you have two different questions. One question will come for 8 marks, and another question will come for 7 marks. Now, so observe here, what are the first question that you have? So guys, in the concept mapping, I have discussed it very clearly. So what is the question that you can expect? Features of Java. So guys, when it comes to the features of Java, you will list out all the feature and you will explain each feature. So if you write 7 to 8 feature, that's more than enough. Make sure that you are writing it neatly. So that's very important when it comes to the features of Java. Then again, I have already spoken about the differences. So this is how you can expect the question for that. So how Java is different from C. So start listing the differences. So you will not be using hash include iostream.h or a hash include stdio.h, and you will not have pointers. So all the differences, whatever we have discussed in detail, start listing out each and every point that you have with respect to the difference from Java with respect to the C. So that's how you will be answering. So guys, if you answer, okay, more than 8 points, that's most are sufficient. So for this question is what I would like to tell you at this point of time. So elaborate the explanation whenever you're writing the points. That's very, very important. And when it comes to the next option question, so you can expect what is tokens. Very important topic. So guys, don't forget to check out what is the tokens. So smallest individual unit of a programming is what I will call it as a tokens. And we have 5 different types of tokens. So we have discussed that in detail. So please go back and check what exactly that I have. So keyword, identifier, punctuators, operators, and constants. All these things are the 5 different types of tokens that we have, and you have to write the definition for each and everything with an example is recommended. Sir, when it comes to the operators and tokens, should I have to write the complete operator? Not required. You just have to write an example. That's more than enough when it comes to this question. And the next question that you have is write a Java program to demonstrate else if ladder. So that's more important question. I have told you in the concept mapping. So you just have to remember all the different types of if statements. So here they are asking you all to write the else if ladder with a simple Java program. Like this, you can expect it for any different types of if statements. So that's what you need to remember. So this is the small and quick recap with respect to the first unit. So guys, when it comes to the second unit, so I have already told you, so you should know the basic functionality of a class. You should be able to write how exactly I should write the class, what is the method that I have to write, and how do I create the object. The basic functionality of a class you should be able to demonstrate with a simple basic program. So that is what they are asking here. So hopefully you will be able to write that. And also guys, you have to write the comparison between operator overloading, not operator overloading. Observe here, O versus O. That's what I had given. So overloading and also overriding. So guys, imagine the concept mapping and understand the concepts. Almost it is similar, right? So never skip this topics is what I recommend all of you again. So guys, you'll be writing the difference of what is overriding and what is overloading. So first write the definition, and also you have to write simple program to explain this or the difference of both the concepts is what I recommend all of you at this point of time. And the next one that you have in the unit B, observe here, I have a simple program to demonstrate the concept of single inheritance. Yes, you should be able to write a simple program to explain this concept. Along with that, so guys, I will also have a question to discuss about the different access specifiers that I have. So we have public, we have private, and we have protected. So write the definition for each and every access specifier with a snippet. So with the example, you have to specify how exactly public is used, how exactly protected is used, how exactly private is used is what you have to specify. So this is the brief introduction or the discussion with respect to the unit B. Always this question comes in the unit B, okay? So this is what you need to understand. All the concepts will come from unit B. That's what you need to remember. Moving forward to the next unit that I have. So guys, unit C. When it comes to the unit C, so please observe. You have to understand what exactly the Java package is all about. I have already discussed, whenever you are reading the Java package, it's very important that you need to understand the different API packages that you have with respect to the Java. Sir, we have input-output package. We have a lot of .NET package, a lot of different packages that we have. .lang package, a lot of, in fact, packages that we have. So you should be able to list all the package and you should be able to write the points, what exactly that you have in that package, what is the advantage of that package. So that's what you have to mention when it comes to the Java API package. So guys, that's one of the important things that you need to remember. But when it comes to the thread, so observe the next question. So when it comes to the thread, you should write the definition for thread and also explain creating and extending the thread class. You all have understood we have a super class of thread, right? Base class. So we are trying to extend that to create the threads. That's the most important point that you need to remember. So how do I write? So a simple Java program to have all the functionalities of threads. Try to practice that. So along with that, some of the different methods that we have with respect to the threads. So what is sleep? What is stop? So all those functionalities, try with the different functionalities. Just have a look with that. So that will also help you to answer all the questions with respect to the thread. Along with that, so I will also discuss one more question with respect to the thread. So observe here. So guys, they are also asking you all to write the thread lifecycle. That's very, very important. So you should be able to write the diagram and also you should be able to explain the different states of thread. That's the most important question that you need to understand. Along with that, write a Java applet program to demonstrate an animation using the thread. So that's a simple program that you just have to write. So if you write that, so you'll be able to get the complete marks in this question. All right, so this is the quick recap or the overcap of the unit C. The last unit is what I'm going to discuss with all of you. So guys, applet, you should be knowing what exactly applet is all about, this difference or the basic definition of applet, and also you should know the difference between applet and applications is what I suggest all of you. That's the most important thing that you should never skip whenever you are reading the applet. So guys, along with that, so you have to write, please observe, you have to write the neat diagram of applet life cycle. So I've already told you the life cycle of thread and the applet is very, very important. So please never skip that again. All right, so the last two questions what I have, so last question in the option that is B1. So this question is all about the file operations. So guys, list out the methods for supporting the file operations on character and explain. So along with that, you have the Java program to copy the characters from one file to another file. This is from the files. So guys, take care of all the topics, never skip, and hope you have got an idea. So what kind of questions that you will get and how should I answer each and every question. So hope I have given you the brief idea of all the topic what you have in the Java. So guys, with this, I wish all of you, I pray to all of you that I want all of you to write really well. Guys, all the very best. And I've tried my best to help you out in this subject by saying this. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. Do well in your exam.